really two major mistakes that the Obama administration made. The first comes right at the beginning in the transition, basically a month after Obama gets elected, and that is the decision on the size of the stimulus. Christy Romer, who was Obama's top economist, according to her calculations, they really needed about a $1.8 trillion stimulus to solve the problem. And when she proposed that to one of her colleagues, Larry Summers, who was sort of the coordinator of economic policy within the White House, Summers immediately dismissed it as non-planetary, is the Summers term for these things. And so by the time they got to the actual decision meeting with the president, the highest number that they were proposing to the president was $800 billion, which was obviously $1 trillion below what Christy Romer thought would be necessary. By August, Christy Romer is just totally riled up about this. She's just convinced that things are headed in the wrong direction, and of course she's right. So she's about to do a Sunday morning talk show, and David Axelrod is prepping her for this talk show appearance. And one of the questions that he wants to prep her on is, was the stimulus big enough? It's becoming part of the conversation in Washington and around the country, and he wants to know that she'll be able to field the question. Without missing a beat, Christy Romer says, abso-fucking-lutely not. And it's not really the answer that David Axelrod was ready to hear. They started off, you know, $1 trillion in the hole, and if you kind of look through the history going forward from there, you see that that $1 trillion hole had real consequences with unemployment, with growth, even the housing market. All of these things sort of go back to that original sin. The second major problem, which kind of compounds the first problem, is this huge constant preoccupation with the deficit. They were just convinced that they had kind of done what they needed to do to solve the problem, even though they were $1 trillion short, and that the time to focus on jobs and growth was over by sort of the fall of 2009, early 2010. Unfortunately, it was way, way too premature to do that. The unemployment rate was still near 10%. You know, growth deteriorated. We came very close to a double-dip recession. All along, they should have been focused on jobs and growth, and yet the deficit was just this major preoccupation.